a large Ukrainian population after the war that's here in New York City. You don't hear about them. You know why? They have the authorization to work. We gave them the financial support that they deserve. We did the right thing for them. I believe I cannot even allow migrants to volunteer and give them a stipend. If I wanted them just to clean up and the areas where they are staying, that's not allowed to do. Funding these cities, allowing migrants and asylum seekers to work. We did almost 25,000 with work authorization and TPS when it was recently expanded. We can go even further to some of the other cities and municipalities.
Wow, wow, wow. Shaking my head. Nothing for the citizens of the state of New York, huh? Nothing for the American citizens at all, huh? Just the migrants. It's okay for them to get jobs and debit cards to be okay, but us New Yorkers that can't afford to put food on our table, don't know where the rent money is coming from, you don't care about us. Welcome to Monarch Smart TV, everyone, and if this your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for your boy and turn them notification bell, put them on all so you do not miss a content. Why? Because we be dropping them bangers. And for the rest of y'all, go ahead and like up this video so YouTube could send this out, so everybody could get this message. We could team up and push this message out. Well, the mayor in New York so far, as I could see, he don't care about the citizens of America, especially the ones that's living in the state of New York. All he care about is the migrant. They pass all types of bills for the migrant, millions of dollars. Now he created a scheme so all the migrants could get jobs. What about all the homeless people that's still on the streets? What about the folks that can't find food for their family the next day, don't know where the rent money coming from? You don't care about them, huh? Shaking my head. I want y'all to check out what this guy got to say, ladies and gentlemen. Check out this video.
Tens of thousands of migrants that have made their way into this country have come to New York, putting a strain on some of the city's services. Joining us to talk about that and so much more, New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Mayor, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us. It's great to see you. Let's talk about the migrant crisis. And let me just ask you frankly, who do you blame for what's happening here?
Well, I think that the goal is not so much pointed to blame, and this blame can go around in so many different sectors, is how do we solve the problem? 177,000 migrants and asylum seekers have found their way to New York City, and I think that...
You see how he goes around the question? We're not going to try to point the fingers on who to blame, but we're going to try to find out how to fix the problem, because you know who the problem is. You're going to try to fix the problem when you already know who the problem. Biden is the problem. He's the one that opened up the border. The border was already secure till he came into power.
There's a clear way that we can solve this problem. Number one, we need a real decompression strategy to allow this to go throughout the entire country.
No. Ain't no numbers, ain't no counting. Only thing you need to do is reverse all them executive orders that Biden erased so we could have back a secure border. That's it. It's no rocket science.
And number two, we need to allow people to work. What is more the American dream than the right to work? You cannot prevent that if we want people to take the next step in their journey.
Okay, so all the citizens that's living in New York, all these American citizens, even if you're not a citizen but you here legally, you have a green card, they living in your state. How about them first? Not the ones that's here illegally, that you encouraging to come across the border illegal. You care about them first than the one that's already here. Even the migrants that's already here illegally, but they here a while, doing the right thing. Give them a chance.
But tell us about the battle that's been happening between the city of New York, the state of New York, and Washington. You all, plus CEOs in this city, have called for federal funding from the White House, and that call has not been returned.
Well, actually, when you look at it, a real coalition has developed. You look at what's taking place in Chicago, Denver, Houston, Washington, D.C., and other local municipalities, El Paso, Texas.
Why you think is that? Y'all act like we don't remember what happened. We remember. We remember when Joe Biden first came into office, what they did with the border. He opened up the border totally. Then he got hundreds of buses to the border and packed these buses up with all these migrants and start moving them from state to state, city to cities. Till Texas governor was upset till he started shipping out all these people to cities like New York and California, all the Democrat states, the ones them that was encouraging this type of movement. And now it's a crisis for y'all when y'all encourage this. It's no crisis for y'all. Y'all trying to act like it's a crisis because all y'all want is money. Y'all just want the tax-paying people to dwell into this fuckery that y'all doing so y'all could give away all of our tax money to all these illegal people that's coming across the border.
No city should have to carry the load of the migrant and asylum seeker crisis. It's a national problem. The long term is having a real immigration reform that's taking place, but immediately we need to have the proper funding because it is impacting all of our cities at this time.
It's all about the funding.
There's a historical issue here, though, to talk about, which is the sanctuary city status.
All about the funding
that New York has, or has had, something that you are now trying to change. Can you speak to that?
Well, we believe in the sanctuary city status of immigrants.
Yeah, they're not trying to change that. You hear him coming out of his mouth. He believe in the sanctuary cities. Why you think he filed for 53 million, passed that bill to give to the migrants, and now he come up with another strategy to give all the migrants them jobs? When you got American citizens that live in America, especially those that live in the city and the state of New York, that don't have any jobs at all, can't find food for their family. He don't care about them. He just care about the newbies that's not even here legally. They can't even pay no tax.
Immigrants that are here should be allowed to continue to move forward in their lives. We're talking about a specific part of it that was changed under the previous administration. From the days of Mayor Koch and Mayor Bloomberg, there was a clear indicator for those.
And folks, I'm not against no migrant because I'm Jamaican, so I could speak from both sides of the fence. But my folks, they came here legally. In every country is a system set up where you could come to the United States of America legally. These folks just don't want to wait. They just don't want to wait.
Who commit serious crimes in the city, they should be able to be deported after they serve their time. And I continue to believe that as a former police officer. We have the job of to apprehend those who commit crimes. The prosecutors prosecute, and I think the federal government should use this authority after the time is served to deport the individual. Dangerous people, no matter.
And folks, let me break this down. It's easy to come to America. If you a good citizen in your own country, if you a citizen, a good kid from in school, you're doing good in school, you even athletic or whatever, you could get the opportunity to come to America to further your education once they see that you're doing good. If you're doing good in sports, you get an opportunity to come here. You're doing good in school, you get an opportunity to come here. Excuse me. If you're doing good overall in life, have a good job, got a good bank account, maybe have your own business, it's no problem for you to come here. But they looking at it like, if you in the country and you just a lazy bum, don't want to do anything, ain't no reason for you to leave the country and go to another person's country and go do the same thing. That's how it is, folks. It's not hard to come here. We already have enough lazy bums in America that don't want to work. So the ones them that lazy and don't, keep them there. Don't send them here to come and depend on the taxpayers' money. The folks them that's willing to make a better life for themselves, them the folks that really you should give the opportunity to. Yeah. You feel me? And come here legally, not bombarding the border. Everybody that's walking across the border deserves to be locked up. Facts.
Matter if they're migrants and asylums or seekers or long-term New Yorkers should not be carrying out violent acts on New Yorkers. And the overwhelming number of migrants and asylum seekers here are trying to take that next step, but there is a small number that are violent and they're dangerous.
You spoke earlier about the idea of having these migrants work in New York and giving them an opportunity to work. Have you ever thought of just doing it on your own at this point?
We would love to. Trust me, I've turned over every legal stone to see how we can go about doing it. But if we do it, we could expose ourselves to violating federal laws as well as the city being sanctioned. And would you believe I cannot even allow migrants to volunteer and give them a stipend? If I wanted them just to clean up and the areas where they are staying, that's not allowed to do. When you think about this, this strikes at the heart of who we are as a country. All of our immigrants that have come to this city, all of us in this country, we had the authorization to work and earn our rights to be here. And that's all the migrants and asylum seekers are asking for.
But one of the...
Yeah. You sounds good and everything, but come legally. That's the thing you're not telling the American folks. I agree with everything you just said. You know what I'm saying? Most folks is coming here to have a better life. You feel me? But you have to come legally. Don't walk across the border. It don't work like that.
Things you are doing is an experimental program to provide debit cards with cash on the card. This has created an enormous controversy in the city among some taxpayers who say, why are we paying and giving out this money to these migrants, and isn't this only going to encourage more migrants to come to New York?
And the reason it's creating such controversy is because how it has been reported and distorted. Here's what we're doing. We are required to feed migrants and asylum seekers as well as everyone else in our homeless system. About 40,000 are in the homeless system that are not migrant and asylum seekers. We're required to feed them. And so what I told the team to do is we have to find a...
So you hear that, right? He just said it himself. It's over 40,000 is in the homeless system, not include the ones that's already in the streets. And you hear what he said? He requires to feed them. That's it. Keep them in the shelter and feed them. How about giving them a debit card as well? How about giving them some of these jobs that you created for these millions of migrants? Huh? Maybe they wouldn't be in a damn shelter.
A way to do it that's less costly, because we're in a 30% decrease in the cost of the migrant crisis, and that we don't have food waste. We were able to do that. We're saving approximately $600,000 a month, $7.2 million a year by giving individuals a card that allows them to buy food or baby supplies, spending $13 a day on food. That's cheaper, that's less food waste. This is a real win-win for us. And the money will go into the local economy, because now we're going to the local stores, supermarkets, where we're going to hire local. This is a smart way to bring down the cost and replace the money back into our city.
You You see that, right? So they cut the money for the homeless. It's over 40,000 homeless in the state of New York, right? And all they do is, and I ain't even counting the one that's still in the streets, all they do is give them a shelter and feed them. That's it. You heard him out. You heard it out of his mouth. But the millions of migrants that's coming in, they not even in shelters. They got apartments in hotels. They got jobs. They got debit cards. They living a life like they've been here. But the American citizens, all they got is just a shelter. How about give them jobs? Huh?
Mayor, a very direct and political question. When you look at President Biden, you look at former President Trump, and you look at the migrant crisis that you are facing,
Well, I think
which one do you believe will ultimately help you solve that crisis faster?
I'm a supporter of the president, and I think when you do an analysis of
What you think he was gonna say? Trump? It doesn't matter. Trump could do the best, greatest thing in the world. Trump could make every individual in the state of America a billionaire. Every single body, even a baby, a billionaire. And you ask him that same question, and he would say, Biden. These Democrats is not for us, the people. They are for themselves, the party. All they care about is the party, the Democrat Party. That come first. They pockets, they friends, that come first. He rather support his party, his friend, than support what's better for America.
this issue of immigration. This is an issue that has been played out too long on the political stage of our country. It has to be resolved. It's one of the top issues that voters are looking at. I think that we can solve it now by taking some very clear steps, such as the decompression strategy, funding these cities, allowing migrants and asylum seekers to work. We did almost 25,000 with work authorization and TPS when it was recently expanded. We can go even further to some of the other cities and municipalities.
I bet you could.
Mr. Mayor, I've seen you can imagine it's been dredged up from 2019, and it was President Biden basically saying, it sounded like something from the Statue of Liberty. Bring us your tired messes. This is why we're here. If you want to come here for a better life, come here. We want you to come. Then he rescinded, 90 executive orders at that time. I mean, it's clear where the 7.2 million, I think we can at least ascribe some cause and effect to those comments and getting rid of all the executive orders. Do you think the president could reinstitute, put some of those executive orders with the sign of a pen back on, and would that help? Would you urge him to do that to help your situation?
Let me answer that before he even say anything. No, hell no, he's not going to say that. You think he's going to say put those executive orders back that Trump had in place to secure the border perfect? No, he's going to still say he going to believe in whatever Joe Biden is doing.
The most important thing I believe we could do during this crisis is allow people to work. Everyone who passed through the
You hear that? He don't want to put those executive orders back in play. He want them to keep coming and give them jobs so they could work. That's it. That's it. They love them migrants, boy. I wish they loved the American citizens the way that they love them migrants. But it's always something into something. Ain't nothing for free. This is all for votes.
Statue of Liberty came here, and even if it was a menial job, it gave them the dignity and respect that everyone that here deserves. Think about it for a moment. Do you know we don't even hear about the Ukrainian citizens that arrived here? We have a large Ukrainian population after the war that's here in New York City. You don't hear about them.
Why we don't hear about them? Because y'all hide it. What happened? They came and y'all gave them jobs And y'all hide it because you know the American population gonna be mad about that. All these hundreds and thousands of Ukraine came and you already have jobs in place for them. So the 42,000 that's in the state of New York that's in shelter that y'all feeding, it's easy for y'all to find jobs for them. If you could find jobs for these people that live in Ukraine, thousands, hundreds of thousands that came, you gave them place to stay and jobs already.
You know why? They have the authorization to work. We gave them the financial support that they deserve. We did the right thing for them. We should do the same for those who are coming from South, Central America, and other parts of the globe. That consistency will resolve this issue that we're facing.
So y'all hear that? He's not willing to fix anything. He thinking the way to fix these stuff is let them come and just keep giving them jobs. So they don't care about the folks that's already here. They thing is let them folks keep coming kids. We could just keep giving them jobs. That's it. So F the American citizens and we looking for new folks. Cause the one that's already here, they already gone. They wise up now. They can't help us no more. I think we lost their votes. We can't trick them no more. So we need new folks. Once we let them come here and they see who open up the border and release them in, they know who to vote for when we make them become voters. It's a game. It's an agenda. You already know what it is. Yes sir, yes ma'am. So if y'all like content like this, you already know what to do. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure y'all like this video. Make sure y'all share this video. So peace and love. And we are up out of here.